What is going on, gun people? Today, per the title, we are talking about EDC, and that stands for Everyday Carry, in case you're not familiar. Most of you probably are, though. But most of you, unfortunately, from what I've seen, do not carry your guns nearly enough. Again, everyday carry. All the time, no matter what. No days off, because if not, you won't have it when you need it. What a lot of people don't realize is you've already got an EDC. You've got your wallet, your phone, your car keys, whatever else it is. Ladies, you've got your handbags and your purses that you shove a bunch of crap in and take with you each and every day. So why not have some tools to be able to defend your life or the lives of innocent others, people that you care about, whatever it may be. It's probably a good idea, especially in today's day and age. I don't know if you've seen the news lately. So in this video, we are discussing EDC and the concept and some of the tools and their benefit to having them with you. So let's start off with the least used tool, but the most important in case you actually do need it. And that, of course, is the firearm itself. I choose the Glock 26 a lot of the times. I have several options as different carry guns, depending on where I'm going or what I might be wearing. But the Glock 26 in and of itself is a pretty good across-the-board do-all. It's big enough to fight with, small enough to conceal. It's got plenty of capacity options, and for me, this thing shoots just as well as a 19 or a 17. Something about the way that it just nestles into my hand. And then, of course, running the +2 extension factory mag, I get 13 rounds in the gun total. So off the bat, that's not bad. You'll always hear the saying, 3 yards, 3 shots, 3 seconds, most self-defense encounters take place, but you never know. So having a gun with decent capacity, and of course, being able to upgrade or extend that capacity is always a good option. And you want something proven and reliable. It doesn't have to be a Glock. There's plenty of excellent options from Smith or FN or CZ or whoever, Beretta. We could go down the list. Find something that works well for you and something in a size that you will carry consistently. Again, everyday carry. Does you no good if you don't have it. And in order to have that firearm with you all the time, every day, you're going to need a quality holster that is going to carry the gun appropriately and hopefully help you conceal it a little bit better. There's different features on the holsters like this wing that helps push the gun against your belt and further into your body for deeper concealment. You want something that is molded specifically for the gun, something that is going to retain it properly, because a lot of gunfights start as fist fights, and you do not want your gun skirting across the floor to end up in someone else's possession. So a quality holster, it does not have to be Kydex. A lot of people complain about Kydex and how it's uncomfortable, but carrying a gun is supposed to be comforting, not comfortable. You can get quality leather options that are properly built to retain the gun. Not as well as Kydex perhaps, but pretty darn close. But those rigs are typically a pretty penny. You're not going to get a proper leather holster for 40 or 50 bucks most of the time. It's going to cost you 100 or more. And for quality Kydex, the prices can get up there too, especially depending on what feature set the holster is running with. But the gun, super important. You want to have that with you all the time, even though hopefully you'll never have to use it. But in order to keep it with you, it needs to ride in a quality holster. And so you've got your gun and you've got a good holster that it rides in, and you actually do carry it every single day. Hopefully. I don't care what capacity your pistol, even if this thing holds 15 rounds right out of the gate and you don't think you'll need more than that, and you don't even think you're going to need all of that, a spare magazine if you are running a semi-automatic pistol. Not only for a reload in case you do need extra ammo. Again, it's not just one cat burglar. It's not just one bad guy mugging you. There's a whole gaggle of them these days. It's a target-rich environment in certain situations, so having enough ammo to deal with that, good idea. But magazines are probably the most common failure point in any semi-automatic pistol. Now, of course, Glocks and Glock mags and stuff like that, they're pretty reputable. But anything can and will break if it's a mechanical device, and springs wear out, and especially if you're actually training with the gun and using it, over time, you'll need to replace magazines. But having a spare in case the one in the gun does go down, whether you need the extra ammo or not, you got to have that. At least one. Some people carry more. You can have off-body bags or keep a couple extra in the truck, but on your body, you should have the pistol and at least one spare mag with you. And then, since most bad stuff happens in the dark and you can't shoot what you can't see, or you might just be coming out of Costco late at night and drop your keys, a light. This is a Surefire G2X Tactical. It's got the max vision beam or something on there. It's got 2 separate modes. You can have constant on, you can have momentary, and handy little thing. And these things are not crazy money. They're like $50 to $60, $80, depending on exactly which configuration you go with. Some are 600 lumens, some are 800 lumens. I'm pretty sure this is the 800 lumen variety. And yes, very, very important. This is also a deterrent in and of itself because you don't always want to go to the gun if you don't need to go to the gun. You can be like, hey, what are you doing over there? What's going on? This is bright enough to reset an OODA loop or disorient them slightly or mess with their natural night vision. And, it shows to them that you are a prepared individual. And now, boom. You're lit up, dude. I can see everything you're doing. I can see your hands. I can see whatever is going on. And most criminals do not like light. They like operating in the dark. So being able to expose that is definitely a benefit to you. And you might be able to get yourself out of a situation with just this and never have to go to this. Because remember, you are responsible for every single projectile that leaves the muzzle of this gun. Every single one of those bullets has a lawyer attached to it, and that's a headache. And you never want to use this unless you absolutely have to. So having different deterrents, and you could also use this as an impact device. These are very, very sturdy, and if you had to hit someone with it, it would not feel good for them. And again, you could hit them in the face with the blinding 800 lumens, 1000 lumens, whatever you want. There's a bunch of different models. Excellent, excellent option. Of course, you can have a light on your carry gun as well, and I would recommend it. The 26 does not have a rail, but there are options to bolt a Streamlight TLR6 to the trigger guard. I would need a different holster for that. I choose to forego it. I can shoot and illuminate, with one hand on the gun. Now, of course, you're losing recoil management and whatever, so having the light on the gun is a good idea. You can definitely have both, but you always want to have a handheld because if the only light you do have is on the gun and you're looking for your keys or whatever, you're not skinning a smoke wagon in public to do that. And it's a bad practice regardless. You shouldn't be searching for things unless it's bad guys with a weapon light. So you always want a handheld light to be able to do that. And of course, there are different techniques to be able to use this in conjunction with a gun that does not have a light on it to be able to operate that gun effectively in the dark. But primarily, this is going to be used far more than that is, you drop your keys, you're, whatever, you're searching for something, whatever it may be, you're crawling around up in the attic, having a light, considering it gets dark every single day. Good idea, people. Good idea. And now to talk about probably the most useful tool you can keep with you each and every day. At least for me, I end up using a blade once a day, if not several times a day. You're cutting a string off your shirt, there's a package you just got from Amazon. Depending on what you do for work, you might need to utilize a blade quite often. There's cheesecake that presents itself to you, or a bad guy that needs stabbing. It can handle all of the above. And since it's a little folding pocket knife, it clips right into your pocket and you can have it with you no matter where you go, what you do, given the legality in this, that, and the third. But what happens if you get into a car wreck and you can't get out of your seatbelt? You got a blade handy, you can cut your way out. So things like that. It's not always about tactical, this and tactical that, and there's, a whole horde of ninjas that just rappelled off a building that I have to fight now, which can be done with even a simple pocket knife. But that requires training, and you have to have a quality pocket knife that's not going to break, and the lock will fail and lop all your own fingers off. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money on a quality knife, because again, it most likely will end up being your most utilized tool throughout the days and weeks and months and years, and most of the time it's going to be utilitarian in nature. But God forbid you do have to shovel some guts. You want something quality. So since we spent the entire video so far talking about things to put holes in other things, what about plug-in holes, right? So you wouldn't get into a fist fight expecting not to get hit, so why would you get into a gunfight expecting not to get shot? Simple enough. Plus, it's not just tactical stuff all the time. Car wrecks happen all the time. Medical. Having it on your person, available to you at your disposal, probably a good idea. This is an ankle medical kit that you can keep with you. However, this doesn't really work well with shorts. Nothing illegal about carrying this stuff, but it would look odd to your fellow citizens. So I'd probably, take the tourniquet out, maybe the tension pneumothorax needle, maybe a little, gauze bandage or whatever to be able to stop the bleed, because that is the most important thing. And how many times does a doctor or a nurse or an EMT or whoever pull off to a car wreck on the side of the road and they're off duty and they don't have any of their stuff with them? Whether you know how to use this or not, I would still carry medical equipment with you, of course. Make sure you get trained and you learn and understand how these things work and are able to use them yourself, either on yourself or other people. Of course, laws and stuff apply, rendering aid or whatever. The way I see it, if somebody needs help, I'm going to try and help them. And I have trained with this stuff and know what I'm doing. By no means am I a combat trauma doc or anything like that, but I know enough to get by. And that's really all you need, right? You should always be well learned on all of this stuff to your utmost capability, but the most important thing is having the tools with you when you need them. So, maybe if you're not wearing pants and you're not going to carry this much medical, maybe slip a tourniquet in your pocket or whatever, but being able to plug a hole, whether it be from a gunfight or a freak skateboarding accident, a car crash, or whatever, very, very important. And you are unfortunately more likely to use this just through daily occurrences, could be a job site injury, whatever, than you are using this. And this is lighter than carrying this. So you should have this no matter what. And lastly, folks, the foundation to it all. You want to have a good belt. Your little $7 braided belt from Walmart is really not going to cut it. This stuff obviously adds weight to all the things that you're taking with you on body each and every day, and it's going to be a lot more uncomfortable if you don't have a proper foundation, a proper belt to support it. I recommend pretty much across the board these Core Essential track lines because they're completely adjustable. You can push this button and move it in and out. They've got the little micro adjustment clicks in the belt, so you're sitting down because you're a truck driver all day. You can adjust it a little bit looser. You just got done with Thanksgiving dinner. You can adjust it a little bit looser. You lost a couple pounds. You can suck it in a lot tighter. And whatever you need to do, it's got the adjustments for you. And it's stiff, it's rigid, it's durable. The only reason this is fraying like that is because I keep a fixed blade right here basically on my belt most of the time. And anytime I unsheath it, it grabs it a little bit. But I've been wearing this exact belt for like 4 or 5 years now, and it's just as functional as the day that I bought it, and we keep them in the shop pretty much exclusively as a go-to option for a gun belt. It will support the weight, and it will keep everything in place, and again, folks, consistency is absolutely key. So with all that being said, remember to stop by and see us in store because we can help you kit out your EDC and get you everything that you may need. Check the website, pinned in the comment section below. There's a link to the link tree, and that takes you to all the pertinent stuff about Rink's Gun and Sport. And please, out of anything, every single day, EDC, everyday carry these tools, people. You don't know when you're going to need them, and hopefully you never do, at least for a defensive situation, right? Again, we explain the usefulness of the light and the knife and medical and whatever, but it's very important that you have these things at your disposal if and when you need them, and again, hope to God you don't. But in case you do, you better have them. So if you need help with your EDC, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure to stop in, say hello. We are based out of Lockport, Illinois, and we are here to help. So we are into this. We all, basically live, breathe, eat, sleep, the Second Amendment and preparedness, and we encourage everybody to do the same because that will keep this country, and keep everybody a lot safer out there. So if you guys have any questions, check out the website, stop in, give us a call, shoot us an email, or leave it in the comment section below. And until next time, we'll catch you.